We announced on all of our Instagram stories that we're doing a video on self-love and self-confidence and our experience and all of that. So you sent us questions, which we'll get to afterwards. We'll just get started. So we're basically going to start with 3 things each of us struggle with in our own bodies, and then we'll talk about our own experiences, and then at the very end we'll talk about what we do like. Let's spread positivity.
Yep.
Spread happiness, not hate. I can't speak today as usual. So, Mira, do you want to start? So say 3 things you don't like about your body.
Okay, one, my nose. I have this, like, when I turn to the side, it's like a weird, like, bump. It's like an Italian nose, but like I don't really like too much. I've been made fun of. The second thing is my body hair. I've had a lot of body hair. I first started to like notice it when other people started to notice it was like 3rd grade. So my friend came up to me and was like, oh, like somebody called you a monkey, and I was like, who was it? She's like, oh, I forgot. And I'm like, okay. And then so the 3rd one is my lack of boobs. Anybody to the community?
Oh, same girl.
Yes.
I don't have that problem.
And like I just struggle with that quite a lot. I know I'm still in like the phase of growing, and like I haven't gotten the right patch of courage yet.
Okay, the first thing, I have scars all on my shoulders and arms from an oil burn, and I hate them so much. Story time coming soon.
Okay.
I'm very mad about it. It was recent. And I have one above my eye too. I hate my scarring. The second thing used to be like being thick, but like I'm not like overweight at all. I'm not. Like, I'm really not.
Yeah, I get
like,
what you mean.
Anyway, so I'm like thighs, for example. But anyway, that's a thing people like now. So I mean, as soon as like being thick became a thing, I was like, oh, get it, girl. I just thought of my 3rd one. Is my shoulders are really wide, which I got from my dad's side of the family, and I didn't really. Thank you. But I feel like I'm very triangular, and I was taking pictures in the backyard. Shout out to my Instagram again. My prom pictures, and I had a dress on that was like shaped like this. And Brooklyn was like, you have man shoulders. And I was like, wow, thanks. So I was sitting there in my tree trying to like put my shoulders away. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a big deal, but like still.
My struggles, I've always struggled with eyebrows. When I was little, I had a unibrow, and I have really big brows. So everybody would say, you have squirrels glued to your face.
Aww.
And so like that was my family though, by the
well,
way.
Still.
Then when I was 8, I decided that I was gonna like keep the whole chunk like this, and then I went like, so it was like a square and then just lines. So that's what I made when I was 8. It took me 2 years to grow my eyebrows back. I've had a lot of eyebrow struggles. That's one thing I'm insecure about. I've always been insecure about, again, like itty bitty titty community. I have no boobs and no butt. So I was like, I am the type of person who like I'm in the cheesiest way possible, like a hopeless romantic. Like I've always, since I was like 5, I've dreamed of like having like a family and like finding someone to like fall in love with me. But like I struggle with no one's ever gonna look at me that way, because I feel like I'll never, like, I don't know, grow out of it. Because like I have my mom's dreams. I'm sorry, Mom, but you have like really small boobs. I mean, but like I always am like worried that I'm gonna grow up and like no one's gonna like look at me, and it was just sad. 3rd one, I guess I've always been insecure about my hands. I don't know. I always want like long nails, but my nails just don't grow, and like I have these weird bumps like on my thumbs, and like they're just like weird calluses. So my hands, I've always been very insecure about. So do you wanna all talk about like some struggles that happen? Yeah. So one of my biggest, like, more pet peeves and also struggles about like internal body confidence and self-love and all that stuff is when people try to give you a compliment, or they say you're beautiful, or you think you're beautiful. Like some days I'll wake up and be like, oh, I like the way I look today, but then if you say that, people are like, you're vain. But if you don't think you're beautiful, they're like, you're suicidal and you like shouldn't be like that. Like you need to love yourself, and you need to like, you have no self-respect. But if you love yourself, you're vain and you're narcissistic. And all that stuff. So it's like, I feel like it's a hard time to live in that type of sense, because you can't be either or. And so there's like no in between. You can never be perfect, and I think either way you just have to kind of roll with it, I feel like, because that's something that's really, really hard to do. It's really hurtful, honestly, when people can't like just stay out of it when it comes to your body. So that's one thing.
My big one is social media. I feel like it has a huge influence on the way everybody looks at themselves now versus 20 years ago. So I have never had a problem with comparing myself to people I see online, but I feel like when I post something, I have this pressure to make it feel and look like it's perfect. So I don't have to compare myself to anybody else. Like I don't see something and think, oh my god, I wish I looked like that. But I feel like when I post something, I want to make sure that there's no flaws, and with editing and filters and all that kind of thing, it makes it a lot easier, but then I feel like it's being fake. It's so ridiculous. And the one thing I can say is that the only person's validation, see I was thinking of that word either, you only need your own validation, and the only person's acceptance you need is your own. So I have been trying harder. I never Photoshop, but I mean like little things like brightening things up and all that kind of thing. I've been trying to make it look more natural.
But I feel like the big struggle is like, again, you can't be the in-between. So
No,
people judge you at everything you do. But the other thing is like people say cliche things like love yourself, or they're like all you need is your own validation, but never gets through to people, you know what I mean? And they're just like, oh yeah, thanks. But people don't take compliments anymore. Like take them and actually own them. If you love something about yourself, really own that. If you love your hips, like rock your hips. Like come on, Shakira, like
The double standard too with if you post something and it's edited, it's like this is fake, and people claim it to be fake, but then if you post something and it's not edited, it's like this isn't good enough quality, or you're gross.
So for me, at my high school, like you get picked on for like one or like more things. It's so hard to like just try to be like that perfect. Like you get picked on no matter what you do, no matter what you say. My kind of advice almost is to stop caring. I just stopped caring about like what people say.
Which is obviously easier said than done.
Trying to be yourself and not caring, it's like a huge hard thing to do, because like grade 7 and 6 I was like really bullied, and basically at the end of grade 7 I felt very worthless. Every time I looked in the mirror I felt disgusted with myself. And I thought like no guy will ever love me. I thought I was gross, and I thought that I was like the ugliest person on the planet. And it took me a while till I started getting into acting again, and I started being actually happy again, and it was for the first time in a while I was happy, and I started slowly seeing myself again, you know what I mean? But then actually when I tried to stop caring, it took so long, but it like changed my life. It's like so hard to overcome that, so hard not to care what people think. It sounds so easy, but it's incredibly hard, and I think it's something you have to work on every day. Look in the mirror when you wake up, like actually like look at this, even if you don't like everything about your body, find that one thing that you like I love my nose, because it's like I just love my nose and I love my eyes, and so that's what I had to do, is I had to wake up every day and focus on the things that you love about your body, and then slowly but surely you'll start to love like the rest of yourself too.
I think a big thing too is with makeup. We all have
makeup
videos on this channel. It's so
addicted.
exciting. Yeah. As much as people say don't wear too much makeup or you don't wear enough, like do it for you. This isn't a beauty channel, so this sounds so cliche, but deal with it. Find ways to accentuate what you do like.
But do it for you and not
exactly.
That. But I feel like also with makeup, people are like, if you wear makeup, they're like, oh, you don't love yourself.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
like,
I'm just having fun, you know what I mean? If you don't wear makeup, they're just like, you just need to fill in your eyebrows.
I've gotten so many comments. I'm not going to screenshot any and put them on this video, as tempting as it is, because I've gotten them, and I hate it when people comment like on a picture where I'm not wearing any makeup. You don't need makeup. You look so gorgeous naturally, and blah 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 blah. Or with a picture with makeup, they're like, you don't need to wear makeup. No, I realize I don't need to wear makeup. I realize that. And it's like, no, I realize I don't need to. It's so much fun. It's like a hobby. Like, it is.
Like, it's like art on your face.
It is, exactly.
Can we just comment on Amira's glow right now? Like,
Oh,
from the mirror, it's so, like, when you're
like,
turning, I keep looking at the mirror and be like, dang, girl! Like, I just...
Tarte sponsor me.
One of my questions that we got is, how do you deal with a late bloomer versus an early bloomer?
All of us were late bloomers.
So all of us, but like you know, you're the only one who knows is like to like actually have a body.
I know. I finally like. I'm older than both of them by 2 years, so I've got a little bit of an advancement.
Yeah, so,
it's honestly just not comparing yourself to other people, because at the stage, especially 13, 14, that's you, and 15 and 16, you know, that range, everybody's at their own pace, so at that time don't compare yourself to anybody else at any point, because all that's going to do is start to give you insecurities. It is perfectly okay to appreciate somebody else's beauty. That is so good. Girls, let's stick up for each other and be like, you rock it, you look amazing, but not the I wish I looked like you.
We should start a hashtag I wish I looked like me.
Yeah! Oh!
Guys! Okay, that's a thing now. Post a picture or selfie or whatever with hashtag I wish I looked like me.
Tag
we will
us.
repost it.
Let's spread positivity, guys. Like, I know people say that, but like, spread positivity, but don't spread fake positivity. If you're having a hard day, have a hard day.
Yeah.
I think one thing, like, especially with the teenage, because you're having mood swings and there's so much stuff going on in your brain, own whatever stage you're in and own whatever season you're in. So if you're happy, be happy. If you're annoyed, like, that's okay.
We got sidetracked and I don't know how. Late bloomers / early bloomers. If you're early, own that. Like, look at you. Think of this. If you're an early bloomer and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? Like, I'm so ahead of everybody else. So we don't need to think like that. You will come at your own time, Michelle.
Like a flat piece of paper. Just like I want to take a picture of like just like crop this and then someone make a meme with a piece of paper beside it and be like, yes. I do love myself, don't worry. I am not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you are an early bloomer, you need to realize everybody that's a late bloomer is looking at you wishing they were like you.
Yeah.
I don't think you see that. And, you know,
But it's
if
the
you're a
opposite.
late bloomer, the early bloomers are probably like, why am I not like the rest of you? Like, there's no happy medium.
Also,
so just
when you're-
be happy in the place that you are. And that's the thing, even though you love yourself, you're still going to have insecurities. It's going to happen to everybody,
Yeah.
always.
Like 7th grade, like everybody was like didn't really care about like what they looked like. They were just like going to have fun, like experiencing like middle school and stuff. 8th grade, like I would go into school and like everybody would have like boobs, like they would like probably get their period over the summer, and I'd be like, why isn't that happening to me? Like, am I like too late? Like, what's going on? Like, are guys not gonna like me? Like, am I just not gonna be good enough? But in my eyes, like, I am good enough for myself. That's all that matters, and you are good enough for yourself.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, I honestly do think I'm pretty, but that
Yeah.
sounds like so
Yeah.
bad. But like, I think that's something you should own. If you feel pretty, like, rock it. Obviously, don't be like, I'm pretty, like
Yeah.
in someone's face. Like,
Yeah, on the other side of things, though, you're all going to deny that you do it, but we all do it at some point in our lives, is when you tell people, like, you should cut your hair or give people advice that they don't ask for. Like,
yes.
people are going through their own struggles and have their own insecurities. Unless you're giving somebody a compliment, there's not really a need to
Yeah.
have a conversation about looks and all that, unless it's in a situation like this where
We're actually talking about it. Yeah.
we're actually
Open.
talking about
Yeah.
it openly.